The sky over Zephora was a tapestry of violet and gold, with floating cities suspended like jewels above the thick, swirling clouds. Captain Ethan Cole, human fighter pilot, stared out from the cockpit of his sleek starfighter, his hands resting lightly on the controls. Zephyrans called him reckless, but he knew that in the heat of battle, instinct and courage mattered more than caution. His mind was calm, sharp, and always thinking 3 steps ahead, a trait that humans, he believed, carried better than most alien species. Ethan's ship glided silently over the floating city of Seraphis, where the Queen's palace shimmered with light. From afar it looked serene, but his comm system crackled with urgent voices. "Captain Cole, we have an emergency," said Commander Thalen, a tall Zephyran with shimmering silver skin. "The pirates have taken Princess Lyra." Ethan's heart raced, though he kept his expression steady. The news was serious. Princess Lyra was the Queen's youngest daughter, only 7 years old, and the political weight of her safety was enormous. If the pirates harmed her, it could spark a war or destabilize the fragile alliances Zephora had built with neighboring systems. "I'll handle it," Ethan said, his voice calm but firm. "Send me the coordinates of their base." Thalen hesitated. "Captain, it is heavily fortified. Many have tried and failed. You'll be alone, and their defenses are unusual. Zephyran strategy alone may not be enough." Ethan smiled slightly. "Then maybe a human strategy will do the trick." Within minutes, Ethan's fighter shot through the clouds, skimming past floating city towers and leaping into orbit. The stars ahead were scattered with pirate ships, their dark hulls bristling with weapons. Ethan's hands moved over the controls like an extension of his mind, twisting, turning, and accelerating with precision. Unlike most Zephyran pilots who relied heavily on their advanced targeting systems, Ethan trusted his instincts. It had saved him more times than he could count. The pirate stronghold appeared ahead, a jagged asteroid base covered with energy shields and turrets. Ethan studied it carefully, analyzing every angle. A direct attack would be suicide. Instead, he plotted a path through a dense asteroid field, using the natural chaos to mask his approach. The rocks bounced light across the cockpit, but he remained focused, moving with the confidence of someone who had lived among the stars for years. Inside the base, alarms blared. Pirates shouted commands to each other in guttural tones, their elongated bodies twisting in confusion as their sensors detected an intruder. But Ethan moved faster than they could react, weaving between laser beams, dodging security drones, and slipping past force fields. His human reflexes, honed in countless training simulations and real battles, allowed him to anticipate traps that Zephyrans could not predict. He reached the holding chamber where Princess Lyra was kept. The door was locked with a complex biometric system, but Ethan had expected that. Using a small tool from his belt, he bypassed the mechanism and the door slid open. Lyra was sitting on a small cushion, hugging a stuffed toy close to her chest. Her eyes widened as she saw the human standing before her. "Princess Lyra, I'm here to take you home," Ethan said gently. "We need to move quickly." The girl hesitated for a moment, then nodded, sensing the calm confidence in his voice. Ethan picked her up carefully, cradling her as if she weighed nothing. At that moment, alarms blared again. Pirates had realized their prisoner was being rescued. Ethan leaped into his fighter with Lyra safely inside. The base erupted in chaos as pirates scrambled to intercept them. Ethan's craft weaved through narrow corridors and blasted open enemy ships with precision. Laser fire streaked past them, but Ethan never faltered. Every move he made was calculated yet instinctive, showing the very best of human adaptability. Outside the base, he engaged the pirate fleet. Dozens of ships tried to surround him, but Ethan used unpredictable maneuvers, diving, twisting, and climbing in ways alien pilots rarely attempted. His human ingenuity turned every disadvantage into an opportunity. One by one, pirate ships collided or were forced to retreat. Princess Lyra looked at him with wide eyes, a mixture of fear and awe. "You're amazing," she whispered. Ethan smiled but kept his eyes on the approaching fleet. "Just wait until you see the stars from my cockpit," he said. Finally, after what felt like hours but was only minutes, Ethan broke free of the pirate fleet. The palace of Zephora appeared on the horizon, glowing like a beacon. He descended through the clouds, carefully navigating past towers and bridges, until he landed in the palace courtyard. Guards rushed forward, weapons lowered when they saw the human carrying the princess. Queen Seraphina appeared almost immediately, her regal figure moving with grace despite the tension in her shoulders. Her eyes widened in relief when she saw Lyra safe. "Captain Cole, you've done what no one else could," she said, her voice both amazed and grateful. Ethan handed the princess to her mother, who embraced her tightly. Lyra clung to the queen for a moment, then turned and hugged Ethan. "Thank you," she said simply, her small arms barely reaching around his waist. Ethan nodded, brushing a lock of her hair back. "It was my duty, but you were very brave too." The queen turned her attention to him fully. "Your courage, your skill, it is beyond what we expected. You have saved not only my daughter but the honor of Zyphora." She reached into a pouch at her side, producing a small ceremonial medal. "Please accept this as a token of our gratitude." Ethan shook his head politely. "Your thanks is enough, Your Majesty." But Princess Lyra had another idea. While her mother's attention was elsewhere, she slipped a small glowing object into Ethan's hand. It was a tiny crystalline device shimmering with soft light. "This is for you," she whispered. "You are my hero." Ethan examined it, curious. It seemed almost alive, pulsing gently in his palm. He looked at the girl, who smiled at him with pure trust and admiration. "Thank you, Princess Lyra," he said. "I'll keep it safe." The queen noticed the exchange and frowned slightly, intrigued. "What is that, Lyra?" she asked. Lyra shook her head. "It's a gift for him. He saved me." Queen Seraphina studied Ethan closely, her eyes measuring, calculating. She could sense that this human was extraordinary, unlike any other being she had met. "Very well," she said finally, her tone softening. "You are a friend of the royal family, Captain. And perhaps much more." Ethan felt a strange warmth at her words. Humans often struggled to gain respect from alien societies, yet here, he had earned not only gratitude but trust. He realized in that moment that human courage and ingenuity could achieve far more than anyone had imagined. As the sun set behind the floating towers, Ethan looked out over Zyphora. The city lights sparkled, reflecting in the clouds below. Somewhere among the stars, the pirate threat was still alive, but for now, peace reigned. And in his hand, the small glowing artifact hinted at adventures yet to come. Princess Lyra tugged gently at his sleeve. "Will you visit again?" she asked, her voice full of hope. Ethan knelt to meet her eyes. "Of course, Princess. I'll always be around when you need help." She smiled, and for the first time that day, Ethan allowed himself to relax. Humans were far from the strongest species in the galaxy, but their courage, adaptability, and heart had just saved a princess and earned the respect of an entire planet. And maybe, just maybe, the universe was ready to see humans for what they truly were. As Ethan boarded his ship to return to his fleet, the small artifact pulsed in his hand. He didn't yet understand its power, but he knew it was significant. Somewhere in the galaxy, a story was beginning, one in which a human fighter pilot could change the course of events with nothing but skill, courage, and determination. The stars stretched before him, endless and full of possibility, and Captain Ethan Cole, human pilot, was ready to face them. Captain Ethan Cole returned to his fleet, the small glowing artifact safely secured in a compartment beside his cockpit. Its soft pulse was rhythmic, almost alive, and he could not help but glance at it repeatedly. He had never seen anything like it. Humans were often underestimated by alien civilizations, yet this artifact seemed to recognize something unique about him. That thought made him smile. Humans were nothing if not adaptable, courageous, and clever. Back on Zyphora, the palace buzzed with whispers. Princess Lyra's gift had not gone unnoticed, and Queen Seraphina studied the human pilot with a mixture of curiosity and caution. She had seen many aliens in her time, but Ethan's actions were unlike anything she had witnessed. His ingenuity and bravery had saved her daughter, and now a mysterious object tied him even closer to her family. Ethan studied the artifact in his ship's lab module. It was small, crystalline, and glowing with a soft blue light. When he touched it, the light intensified, and for a moment he saw fleeting images, maps of distant star systems, strange constellations, and glowing runes he could not comprehend. It was as if the artifact was trying to communicate. He pressed a control panel on the ship, trying to scan it with his instruments, but the device responded only to his touch. Every time a Zyphoran or alien sensor approached, the artifact dimmed. It seemed to bond with him alone. Ethan realized it could be far more than a simple token of gratitude. It might be a key, a tool, or even a weapon. Days passed and Ethan trained with the artifact in secret. He discovered that it could amplify certain human reflexes. His piloting skills improved beyond normal limits. He could maneuver through asteroid fields with uncanny precision, detect hidden traps, and anticipate enemy attacks before they came. It was subtle at first, but he could feel the difference. Human instinct, combined with the artifact's hidden energy, was a force unlike any alien technology he had encountered. Meanwhile, the pirate clan that had kidnapped Princess Lyra had not disappeared. They regrouped, nursing their wounds and anger. Their leader, a cunning strategist named Varkon, swore revenge. He had seen the humans' daring tactics firsthand and recognized that conventional strategies would not defeat him. The artifact became the new target. Varkon believed that capturing it would give him unimaginable power. One evening, as Ethan returned from a routine patrol, the artifact pulsed violently. Red warning lights blinked on his control panel. Pirates had launched a surprise attack on the palace, aiming to seize the queen and the artifact. Ethan's fleet scrambled, but the enemy had learned from their previous encounter. They struck with coordinated precision, and several Zephyrin ships were damaged. Ethan immediately took off, his ship weaving between blasts of laser fire. The artifact glowed brightly as if urging him forward. He realized that it could project energy, creating a shield around his fighter. Using this new ability, he deflected enemy fire with ease, something no Zephyrin pilot could manage. As he approached the palace, he saw the pirates' assault fleet attempting to breach the city's defensive shields. Ethan acted quickly, engaging the attackers with daring maneuvers, drawing them away from the palace. His human ingenuity surprised even seasoned alien commanders, who watched in awe as he executed moves that defied their understanding of physics and strategy. Inside the palace, Princess Lyra watched from a balcony with her mother. She clutched a small communicator relaying information to Ethan. "The pirates are trying to break through the northern gate." "Be careful, Captain," she shouted. Ethan smiled, recognizing her courage. "I've got this, Princess. Just stay safe." He accelerated, diving through the gaps in the pirate formation. Using the artifact's energy, he disabled several ships' weapons without destroying them, a human choice that showed strategy and mercy. The remaining pirate fleet, confused and frustrated, began to retreat. After the battle, Ethan landed near the palace courtyard. The queen met him immediately, her expression a mix of relief and curiosity. "Captain Cole, you have done more than save my daughter. You have protected Zyphora from destruction." Ethan nodded, modest but proud. "It's what humans do. We find a way, no matter the odds." Lyra ran to him again, holding the artifact. "It helped you, didn't it?" she asked. Ethan examined it. "Yes, Princess. But it wasn't just the artifact. Humans fight with heart, courage, and thinking ahead. That's what makes the difference." Queen Seraphina studied the device carefully. "This artifact is ancient. It belongs to my family, passed down through generations. None of my people could unlock its power, yet it responded to you, a human. That is extraordinary." Ethan realized the artifact was more than a tool. It was a bridge between humans and Zyphorins, a symbol of trust and potential collaboration. The Queen's admiration for him deepened, and he felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. Humans were not only warriors, they were problem solvers, diplomats, and innovators. Days later, intelligence reports indicated that Varkon's pirate forces were regrouping in a hidden sector of the galaxy. Ethan prepared for a reconnaissance mission, knowing that the artifact could guide him. This time he would not only defend Zyphora, but also end the pirate threat for good. As he approached the pirate base, the artifact pulsed with a steady rhythm. Its energy resonated with his instincts, allowing him to navigate through defenses undetected. He discovered the pirates had developed new technology, but it was no match for his cunning and the artifact's guidance. Inside the base, Ethan moved quickly, disabling weapons and freeing prisoners the pirates had captured during their raids. His human ingenuity turned seemingly impossible obstacles into simple solutions. He set traps that only a human mind could devise, turning the pirates' own systems against them. Varkon confronted him in the control room, a towering figure with jagged armor. "You think a human can outsmart me?" he roared, raising a weapon. Ethan stood his ground, artifact glowing in his hand. "I don't think, Varkon, I know. Humans survive because we adapt, we improvise, and we fight with heart. The battle was fierce but brief. Ethan used the artifact's energy to disable Varkon's weapon and evade his attacks. Then, with careful precision, he trapped the pirate leader in a containment field, sparing his life but ensuring he could never threaten Zephora again. The remaining pirates surrendered, realizing that the human fighter pilot was no ordinary opponent. When Ethan returned to the palace, Princess Lyra ran to him, eyes sparkling with admiration. "You really are my hero," she said. The queen approached, holding a ceremonial sash. "Captain Cole, you have earned the title of Royal Guardian of Zephora. Your bravery, intelligence, and honor have proven that humans are worthy allies. Accept this as a symbol of our gratitude and trust." Ethan bowed respectfully. "I am honored, Your Majesty. I will continue to protect Zephora as long as I am able." Lyra handed him the artifact again, smiling. "It wants you to have it, Captain. It knows you're a hero." Ethan examined it one last time, feeling the connection between himself and the device. It was more than a gift, it was a responsibility. A bond between humans and Zephyrans that would shape the future. As he flew into the stars, leaving Zephora's glowing cities behind, Ethan reflected on what had happened. Humans were often underestimated, but courage, ingenuity, and heart could overcome even the greatest challenges. The galaxy was vast, full of dangers and wonders, but he knew that wherever humans went, they could make a difference. The artifact pulsed softly in his hand, and for the first time, Ethan understood its purpose. It would guide him, enhance his abilities, and perhaps even reveal secrets of the universe that no one else could unlock. Princess Lyra watched from the palace balcony, waving as his starfighter disappeared into the horizon. Queen Seraphina stood beside her, her expression thoughtful. "Perhaps humans are not what we expected," she said quietly. "Perhaps they are more." Ethan's ship soared through the stars, the artifact glowing steadily at his side. Every jump, every maneuver, every challenge reminded him of what it meant to be human. Brave, resourceful, and ready to face the unknown. And somewhere in the vast galaxy, new adventures awaited. Pirates, mysteries, and uncharted worlds, all were opportunities for humans to shine, to prove that courage and heart mattered more than sheer technology or alien advantage. Ethan smiled, gripping the controls with confidence. Humans had saved a princess, earned the trust of a queen, and now held a key to the future. The stars stretched endlessly before him, and he knew he was ready. No matter what the galaxy threw at him next, a human would always find a way. The artifact pulsed brighter, as if agreeing. Together, human and alien technology, courage and ingenuity, could change the course of the galaxy. And Captain Ethan Cole, human fighter pilot, was just getting started.